Greetings, acolytes of the Force, cultists of the Dark Empire, and hands of the Emperor, and welcome back. I have been expecting you. As the title obviously diverges, today we are going to be exploring a full comic breakdown on the Dark Empire trilogy, truly one of the greatest and most expansive dark side comic trilogies to ever exist. This takes place a few years after the events of the Battle of Endor, the death of Emperor Sheev Palpatine, Darth Vader, and has Luke Skywalker slowly beginning to reconstruct his Jedi Order. As you can see from the length of this immensely large comic trilogy, this goes for 385 pages, a true testament to how vast and impressive it is. For that, we're going to have to break it up into multiple parts. Today, we will try to get to around page 100, or perhaps a bit less than that around page 90, and we will commence the series as the Dark Empire continues to expand. So, my acolytes, grab a snack, prepare for this 20+ minute video, one of the longest videos we've recorded here on the channel, and let us proceed. One quick thing to note is that I'm going to be doing my own impressions for the characters, so please go easy on me, as they say. Don't hate on me in the comments below if my impression is not up to scratch. Of course, I could never replicate the perfect voice of Ian McDiarmid as Palpatine or Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker, but I will be trying my best. But without further ado, my acolytes, cultists, grab a snack, adorn yourself in your Sith robes, grab your lightsaber, as into the pages of history we now go. Starting off, we obviously have to start off with the Dark Empire trilogy, consisting of who wrote it, the art, and lettering. You guys can pause this if you desire and have a more analyzation of this, but I'm going to quickly skip through. Acknowledgements. Since this project was conceived in 1988, a number of people have helped it along, some in their professional capacities, offered ideas that influenced the shape of the story, others as devout Star Wars fans, reminded us of many details from the films. We'd like to thank these friends, one and all: Lucy Autry Wilson, Archie Goodwin, Mayor McLean, Barbara Kessel, Bill Slaverick, Bill Smith, Todd Bliss, Skip Shayovich, sorry if I said that wrong, Kevin J. Anderson, and Michael Horn. Last and first, we'd like to thank George Lucas for providing the ancient power of imagination that still lives. Han, the navicomputer just reported extreme turbulence R2 itinerary coordinates. That'll be battle debris, Leia. The whole Imperial sector is littered with it. Warn the other ships, Chewie, and prepare the exit to hyperspace. Sir, the odds of collision with space debris are 3,722 to 1. If I may suggest... Chewie, watch your thrusters, and remind me to crosswire Goldenrod's voice synthesizer when we get back to base. But sir, if I may, sir... 3PO, sit down. 5 seconds to re-entry. Starship wreckage, dead ahead. Thrusters, full right. The Millennium Falcon, retrofitted with the latest Lightspeed ion engines, burst out of hyperspace amidst the wreckage of a great space battle. The Alliance escort frigates Rebel Star and Antares 6 are right behind the Falcon. Antares 6 finds a path through the destruction. Rebel Star is not so lucky. Captain, Nevis hit. Frigate is hit. That leaves Antares 6 to help us find Luke and Lando. Yeah, nice situation. Luke crashes a captured Star Destroyer, and we just lost a good frigate crew. I still think we should have all stayed home. Besides, Luke and Lando don't need us. If I know those guys, right about now they've got the Imperials doing the Gamorrean two-step. But Han, we lost their signal. The distress beacon broke contact at 0 altitude. Yeah, Chewie, you're right, I'm sorry. I shot off my big mouth. Solo to Antares 6, hold docking orbit. We're gonna look down for Commander Skywalker and General Calrissian. Nebula Solo. What did he say? He said we copy, General Solo. We'll keep you on our tracking screens. Good luck. Oh, right. As the Millennium Falcon enters the gravitational embrace of the once glorious Imperial planet, a swarm of advanced fightercraft streaks past. Imperial fighters, going our way, didn't even stop to say hello. Must be something important on their minds. They're heading straight for the Imperial City, where the Emperor himself used to hang his hat when he was alive. According to Luke's last coordinates, you're right on course, Han. That's the idea, sweetheart. From all the smoke, I'd say old Luke put her down right in the middle of battle action. Poor R2-D2. Is he with them? If anything happened to him, I'll never forgive myself. The ravages of civil war. Mutinous Imperials are deadlocked with the forces loyal to the Emperor's inner circle for possession of a world that once ruled an empire. Look at the carnage. Maybe this time they'll wipe each other out. Save us a lot of trouble. Luke's signal came from the center of the old city, near the old Imperial Palace. I can see the Liberator Han, or what's left of it. Skolo skillfully pilots the Falcon through the chaos of the battle, pressing on to the spot where his friends are fighting for their lives. Imperial Walker's got him pinned down. Take the helm, Chewie. You're about to watch the great husband and wife gunner team in the galaxy. I hope so. This is only the second time I've ever had to use one of these things. As Leia grabs and grips the controls of the blaster cannon, she remembers the words of her teacher, letting her mind merge with the living energy field that binds the galaxy together. Luke is right. I can feel the Force moving through me, guiding my hands in the terrible task of war. Leia Organa, wife of Han Solo, already a mother of two, is above all things a Jedi warrior. Got him! Lando Calrissian, where Gentiles, and the rebels who managed the captured Star Destroyer raise a cheer at the welcome sight of the Millennium Falcon. Oh, R2, it's so good to see you in one piece. Brr, 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 brr. What took you so long? Another honeymoon? We've been holed up here for days. Lando, where's Luke? He took off right after we crashed. Said something about the dark side, still being very powerful in this place. Right now I'm more worried about the renegades and scavengers that are crawling over the ruins. Every junk trader in the galaxy has been drawn to this battle zone, like flies to a feast. This bunch is using hot-wired weapon droids. They've created their own little army. Look out, they're making a move. When social order collapses, even an unjust social order, pillagers and thieves always rise to the occasion. Oh great, they're between us and the Falcon. While the war droids pin us down, the scavs are getting out their tools. Roar! Get away from my ship, scum! Han, don't be crazy. Come on, Chewie. Watch it, Han. They're replacing a pair of necks. Necks, cyber and battle dogs, kept in reserve by the candy scavs for a moment like this. As Han charges, halted by the vicious necks, Leia holsters her weapon and uses the Force to sow confusion into the minds of the primitive creatures. Luke taught me this, faster than a blaster and a lot less messy. I don't know, dear. I think I prefer a blaster. That way I know they're not going to gnaw off my leg when my back is turned. With unexpected suddenness, a great and terrible sound rends the air, and the battle dogs are all hurled shrieking in all directions. Gosh, Leia, I apologize. I didn't know you could... It wasn't me, Han. Look, a shadowy figure, menacing familiar, emerges from the ruin of the Imperial Palace. The figure gestures a simple gesture, the gesture of the Jedi. A gesture that moves ever so slightly, the internal mechanisms of the weapon droids. Luke! Luke, behind you! Luke Skywalker, Jedi Master, a powerful and skillful user of the Force. More skilled ever in the ways of the Jedi lightsaber. Gashed by its own fire, the huge war machine loomed over its human opponent, as if waiting for Luke's next move. Remembering the words of his master, Luke presses the walker against the crippled walker. Size matters not. The only difference is in your mind. The walker falls, and then the reunion of brother and sister, and friends who have fought this long war for freedom. Yes, R2, this is quite an emotional moment. My protocol empathy module is starting to overheat. There's a look in Skywalker's eyes, a look his sister has not seen before. Luke, what's wrong? I found strange clues in the palace. I have to stay here, Leia. But you and Han, Chewie, Lando should leave this place at once. Are you kidding? We traveled 1,000,000 light years to get you out of trouble. And you want to stay here? Han, you don't understand. There's a great disturbance in the Force. Someone or something is using the dark side of the Force with unbelievable power. I've felt it. I've seen it. But you know we can't leave you. I won't let you face whatever it is by yourself. Whatever this thing is, we'll be right beside you, kid. Blasters blazing. Han, this isn't just another gun battle. A vast evil is approaching. It knows I'm here. What will happen is unavoidable. It is my destiny. It is the beginning now, out of there somewhere. It's coming out of hyperspace. On board the Antares 6, Captain Snub and his crew behold an awesome sight. A hyperspace wormhole is opened in the night, and a mighty engine storm emerges. With rumbling chaotic fury, the storm sweeps down across the planet's surface. It's almost upon us. There's no need for you to die too. It doesn't want you. It wants me. Leave or you'll all be destroyed. All of you. No, Luke, we're brother and sister. Jedi. The others can go. I must stay. We are brother and sister, but my destiny is yours. You, your children, are the future of the Jedi. Protect them. Leave. Luke alone knows the level of power and knowledge he has achieved in the years since Obi-Wan Kenobi, Master Yoda, and his father Anakin Skywalker passed on. Knowledge that has given him fresh meaning to the words of the great Jedi Knights who went before. Do not underestimate the power of the dark side. Luke, no! Come on, he can take care of himself, even if he is crazy. R2, oh no, he thinks he belongs with Master Luke. Stop him, someone, please. No time. Luke will have to save R2 while he's busy saving himself. Get on board, 3PO. Luke alone knows that his very presence on the world has triggered a response of such hatred that it rends the fabric of space itself. Moved by the power and urgency in Luke's command, the heroes of the Alliance feel no choice but to abandon their friend to his fate. And across the vast depths of space, two masters of power touch minds, one the very essence of the Jedi, the other dark beyond darkness. Believe me, Leia, Luke knows what he's doing, I think. I'm not so sure, Han. Something about the way he looked at me. I was afraid of him. Lando, notify the escort. We're returning to Pinnacle Base. Right, lock in the auxiliary power, Chewie. Prepare to go to light speed. And so, my friends, we proceed to Dark Empire Issue 2. To be honest, we'll probably get through about 3 issues, probably one more after this following one, before we conclude. But without further ado, let us proceed. The fifth moon of Dar Shochar, an uncharted world in the SEAC system, where a captured Star Destroyer, renamed Emancipator, orbits with a fleet of Rebel Alliance. Admiral Akbar, aboard the Calamari flagship Defiance, has just returned from the reconnaissance mission to the innermost quadrant of the galaxy. Alliance leader Mon Mothma, communicating from the massive Rebel stronghold on the moon below. Here's Akbar's report. Something really big is happening, Mon Mothma. We saw Imperial ships from both sides of the Civil War, vanishing into the Lenin-inhabited regions of the galaxy core. Our spies and probe droids report similar sightings. The Civil War has left the Imperial system a wasteland. The populations are desperate straits. What it portends, I can't say, but I fear for the galaxy. Any news for Commander Skywalker? Yes, not good, I'm afraid. Luke's Star Destroyer went down in the Imperial city itself. Generals Calrissian and Antilles were aboard, among others. Princess Leia and General Solo led a mission to find them and rescue them. Did they succeed? They're maintaining radio silence, but if they did succeed, we should know soon. And I've got good news for you. The Millennium Falcon is back. Akbar and the other commanders of the orbiting Rebel fleet board shuttlecraft and follow the Falcon as it descends towards the stronghold below. Solo to Pinnacle Base, I've got survivors of the Star Destroyer Liberator. Open Hangar 1, we're coming in. Guided by the curious creatures called Ixillas, the ships race down among the treacherous rock formations of the fifth moon, where a complex of caverns, hidden in the moon's steep canyons, has been enlarged and covered into operation decks and flight hangars by the rebels. Pinnacle Base, there Mon Mothma and aging generals Madine and Dodona meet the crew of the Falcon. Princess Leia, thank goodness you're back. But where's Commander Skywalker? A terrible thing has happened. The dark side has taken Luke prisoner. He let it happen. And poor R2-D2 is with him. They'll make out of hyperspanners out of him, if he survives. Mon Mothma calls an emergency meeting of the Alliance command staff. The energy storm that cooked Commander Skywalker, this is not an isolated event. We've just received word of a great war fleet emerging from the very core of the galaxy. Someone, or something, has been biding its time while the feuding Imperial factions distracted our attention. We have to believe the dark side genius is at work, creating new technologies that go beyond all previous conception. Our scout droids report the appearance of a diabolical machines, world devastators that cross everything in their path. Even as we speak, these engines of destruction are marshalling over the world sympathetic to the rebellion. The images you are seeing are being transmitted at this very moment from Calamari, Admiral Akbar's home planet. The Mon Calamari have been a proud part of the Alliance since the beginning. It's no wonder the enemy has chosen to turn them with these planet smashers. Isn't that true, Admiral Akbar?
Very true. Many years ago, the Mon Calamari were constricted as slave laborers by the Emperor. When we resisted, our cities were attacked to set an example for the rest of the galaxy. But the experience only hardened my people's will to resist and transform them into formidable fighters for the Alliance. When the Emperor created the Death Star, Calamari was at the top of the list of worlds scheduled to be annihilated by that dreadful battle station. And now, at last, whoever is reunifying the Empire is carrying out the Emperor's decision to discipline us with these new world devastators.
As you can see, the devastators consume everything in their path. In their holds great furnaces and factories, process the cataclysmic feeds into raw elements and new weapons of destruction.
This is the greatest scourge the galaxy has ever seen, far more lethal than the Death Star. Unless we act immediately, the Calamari world and all other worlds sympathetic to the rebellion are doomed.
The pinnacle moon on orbits a habitable water world, Darsa Char.
We must do everything we can to help my people reach this place of sanctuary. Green and blue squadrons will leave at once to escort the defense evacuation of the Calamari. Generals Calrissian and Antilles, are you prepared to pilot our other captured Star Destroyers against these devastators?
I don't know. After we did to the Liberator. What about you, Han? You're the best starfighter in the galaxy. You and Wedge will have to wing it, Lando. I got my hands full briefing all the new fighter teams that are coming over to the Alliance. The council breaking up, and Han goes to his wife, who is strangely quiet throughout the meeting.
This endless war. It seems like it's been going for 5 minutes since Mon Mothma married us. I really wanted to go out with Lando, but I accepted this under assignment so we'd have a chance to be together.
Han, something awful is happening to Luke. He's still alive, I can feel it, but he's getting farther and farther away. We must help him.
We need some time to ourselves, Leia. Luke doesn't want any help. He says he has to do it alone, and I believe him.
Han. Besides, you know me. I'm not about to challenge the judgment of a Jedi. And what of Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight? The energy storm funneled us into some kind of hyperspace vehicle or two. At least we're still alive. Yeah, too bad we can't see yet. But the eye of the Force, these Mandalorian walls don't even exist. We're in an Imperial dungeon ship, the kind they used to transport Jedi Knights during the Clone Wars. And it looks like we've reached our destination. The planet Biss, deep in the galactic core, a world entirely enveloped in the power of the dark side. If there's a dark center of the universe, this is it, R2.
Brr?
Yeah, hold on, R2. This ship's starting to descend. A turbulent fall through the planet's atmosphere, and dungeon ship docks on the outskirts of a luminous city.
We are ready to receive the prisoner.
An energized cage is waiting, a trap to hold a Jedi.
Are you satisfied? We've brought him to you alive. Excellent. Have your men escort this one to the Great Hall.
As Luke is carried through the streets of this strange and beautiful city, he feels the dark side of the Force growing in intensity. Luke's journey ends before the doors of the Great Citadel. Suddenly, he senses a mind reaching out to him, a mind full of mocking laughter. This is it, R2. This is where my opponent, whoever he is waiting.
Brr?
You, out. Let's go, R2. Fighting back the wave of repression that wants to overshadow his mind, Luke calls up an intensity of his own. Don't threaten me. I'm here because I choose to be.
Amusing. Keep him covered, but don't hurt him.
Let it be his free choice, if that's what he wants to believe. But he's walking to his doom. As the robed figures laugh quietly amongst themselves, Luke strides boldly into the dark citadel. With the Jedi's flawless intuition, he marches directly to the throne room. Excellent, excellent. You have come to me of your own free will. You! Somehow I knew. But I saw you die. Yes, you knew, didn't you? You've grown very strong in the Force since we last met. But then again, so have I. It was not the first time I died, nor will it be the last. Such are the mysteries of the dark side of the Force. You see, my friend, flesh does not easily support this great power. For many years I have been under a dire necessity. My body has decayed again and again. In each time I have had to take another. A humble clone of the man I once was. Clones? Then it's true! Yes, young Skywalker. The dying is painful. The transition is not an enjoyable experience, but the suffering is a small price to pay for an eternal life. After all, I live primarily as energy, formlessness, and power. And now, my young apprentice, your father is dead. Have you come now to join me? Will you take the place that rightfully belongs to you at my side? Sensing Luke's indecision, the Emperor presses the young Jedi with the very temptation that is ensnared his father. Look, my world devastators, yours to command. The rebels had their chance. I gave them years to reclaim the galaxy, but without the Jedi Knights, they failed miserably. And now I have outflanked them. Working in secret, I have constructed weapons such as were never seen. Brr! It is your destiny, my friend, to succeed your father, to wield my discipline over the worlds that have betrayed me. It is a moment of terrible conflict for Luke Skywalker. The Emperor's arguments have not touched him, but he can use the Force to defeat the freedom of billions by slaying the old man. Is it so difficult to decide, my son? Surely you know that if you do not strike me down in anger, I will live again. Perhaps I will even live as you. The Emperor is a master strategist. He has foreseen this moment. Now, unexpectedly, he offers Luke the only inevitable solution to his dilemma. I see you have grown wise in the ways of the Force. You have achieved control. You are no longer the impulsive youth at war with your own anger, but you can still conquer me by learning the secrets of the dark side. We both know there is no other way for you. The Emperor's words blaze like lightning across Luke's mind. The dark side has spoken, and for once it speaks truth. A moment of great peril has arrived, but it is the moment for which Luke was born. He must challenge the dark side from within. He must penetrate the power of the dark side, and he must learn its secrets. There is no other way. Yes, my father's destiny is my own. Very good. It is done. My friend, let us celebrate our conquest of the galaxy. Leia? Leia, what's going on? You've been holed up here for days. Come on out and see what's happening. It's great. The galaxy is pulling together against the Empire. Another detachment of fighters just arrived from Norval 2. Han, I shouldn't have listened to you. I shouldn't have listened to Luke. I hear terrible laughter. Something awful has just happened. Han, we've lost him. Hey, old Luke's got more tricks up his sleeve than... Han, don't be a fool. Luke's in serious trouble and I have to help him. Don't you see? He needs me. Yeah, I see. Well, I got a bad feeling about this. Oh, Han, they told me marriage to a Jedi princess wasn't going to be easy. They were right. Chewie, when you finish fixing the Fox stabilizer, fuel up the Falcon. We've got a date with the dark side. Personally, I believe that's where we're going to leave it off. Dark Empire is truly one of my favourite comic series. I've read it countless times. and always have memorized the story. It truly is one of the most entrancing and interesting stories across all of the Star Wars media and across all of the lore. It depicts Emperor Palpatine in all his glory, the reborn Emperor, the cloned Emperor, the Emperor that had the ability to surpass Vitiate, Nihilus, and every other dark side being, existing more as a being of energy rather than flesh. This comic will continue, my friends, in the next episode of this series. Farewell, my acolytes. I'll see you in a galaxy far, far away. And remember, the Force will be with you, even if it's the dark side.